I have a very simple task today. I'm here today for one purpose, and it's to endorse Barack Obama to be the next president of the United States.
We have been having an extraordinary time over the last several days here in Pennsylvania. I mean, we have visited old steel plants. We have visited chocolate factories. That was good. I fed a calf with a big bottle, and that went all right. And then we went bowling, which didn't go so well. There was like a 8-year-old kid who was like, here, Senator, let me show you. And in Pittsburgh, I had Jerome Bettis and Franco Harris on the bus. So I grew up watching the Steelers. Franco Harris still looks good. What I love about these kinds of bus tours is you really get a chance to listen to people. I want to thank all of you from the Greensburg community for taking the time to be with me here today. This is a town hall meeting, which means that I don't want to spend all my time talking. I actually want to spend some time listening and answering questions and getting ideas from you in terms of what you'd like to see from the next president and where you'd like to move the country.
I'm a full-time student at IUP, and I'm studying political science there. And one of the first words that I learned in that department was the word oligarchy. And there's a possibility here that if your opponent is elected and wins the primary, that we could have 28 years of two families in the White House. And I was just concerned, of what your campaign might say to that.
Senator Clinton has said, and I agree with her, she should be judged on her own merits. If she is going to be the best president and does the best job, then if you think that, then you should vote for her. Now, the flip side of it is that, I think every candidate then has to take responsibility for your track record. So one of the things I have been concerned about with Senator Clinton is she likes to take credit for all the things that happened under the Clinton White House that were good, but doesn't take credit for the things that were bad. That's my only concern, is that, that if you want to take credit for some of those accomplishments, and there were some real accomplishments. I mean, the Clinton administration did some good things, but then you've got to take responsibility for the fact that some things did not go so well. I do believe, though, that part of the reason we've done well in this campaign is that we've said the politics that happened in the 90s, the arguing all the time, the real nasty sort of anything goes, whatever it takes kind of politics, that's not getting stuff done. And I think the American people, they don't care about people arguing back and forth on cable TV. They want to figure out how you're going to get gas prices down and how are you going to give folks health insurance.
You were in law school together.
We went to law school together. She is younger than me, but she went straight through. When I worked as an organizer before I went to law school, so she had graduated when I started law school. She was a first-year associate when I was a first-year law student. So we met because the firm she was at in Chicago hired me for the summer. And since she had graduated from Harvard, they thought, well, we'll assign her as my advisor, summer advisor.
Wow.
Which didn't really mean it much other than, her basically showing me where the Xerox machine was.
Right.
And trying to make sure I was getting tickets to the ball game, so to say.
Yeah.
And so for like the first month, she kept on trying to set me up with her friends because she didn't think it was appropriate for her to be dating somebody she was advising.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, let's just you and me. Let's go out. Who are these people? She said, no, I can't. Finally, I wore her down. So
That's great.
as this primary has gone on a little bit longer. You know, there have been people who've been voicing some frustration. They've been saying, oh, you know, the campaigns are going at it back and forth, and you know, we feel like that initial hopefulness that we had now is kind of slipping away. I want everybody to understand that this has been a great contest, great for America. It's engaged and involved people like never before. I think it's terrific that Senator Clinton's supporters have been as passionate as my supporters have been, because that means the people are invested and engaged in this process. And I am absolutely confident that when this primary season is all over, Democrats will be united, because we understand what's at stake in this election. I have the greatest admiration for the service of John McCain. He is a genuine American hero. John McCain is clinging to the past. He is running for George Bush's third term. And so the question we have to ask ourselves is, how are we going to debate John McCain? Do we want to debate John McCain with somebody who agreed with him on the war in Iraq? Or do we want to debate him with somebody who had the courage to stand up and say this is a bad idea? I believe that the Democrats will be unified as soon as this nomination is settled. We will be unified because we understand that we are not going to be clinging to the policies of the past. We are the party of the future. We don't want to look backwards. We are marching forward. That's what's at stake in this election. That's what this campaign has been about, and that's what I want to bring about as President of the United States of America.
All right. Try to knock off. Yes, before 9.
Anytime you get in before 9, it's a good day.
Yeah.